All right, I'm Glenn Biseglia, Midwest Field Application Support person. And I want to talk a little bit today about the GX and the GM series. This is the latest generation of paperless recorders, data loggers for the Yokogawa. We've been a lot of improvements here. What really sets this apart from anything we've ever had in the past is this recorder is now modular, okay? In the past, the customer had to buy a 6-channel or a 10-channel recorder, a 12-channel recorder, and if you wanted to add more I/O to it, you had to send that recorder back and to service, take it out of the field, send it back to service. Now, with the modularity of this platform, you can add I/O modules in the field, okay? So it's very, very flexible. This is a pretty typical I/O module. This is a standard universal input module. This module, there's 10 inputs for this module, and it supports voltage, current, thermocouple, RTD, and contact closure type inputs. So it is universal in nature. I've just happened to have some thermocouples wired up here. These are universal input modules. I've got a PID module in this particular demo. We're going to look at a little program control, a little ramp soak program control here. I've got a digital input module. I've also got digital output module. One thing to notice about the I/O on this platform is the high isolation values. They're rated at 1,000 volts channel to channel and 3,000 volts channel to ground. So you've got real nice isolation throughout the platform, okay? This is a GX20. This has got a 12.1-inch display on it. We also have a GX10. It's a little bit smaller, replaces the old 6-inch paper recorders. It's got a 5.1-inch display on it. But this is a pretty nice display. It's a special display. I think this is the first type of touchscreen that's ever been used in a video-based recorder, because this touchscreen actually does a couple of things that are kind of cool. You can take 2 fingers. Well, if you notice right here at the top, you can see I'm currently logging at 30 seconds per division. So, you know, I've got a few minutes worth of data here for the operator to view at any one time. But if I wanted to, I could take 2 fingers and pinch this and squeeze this down. So I just went from 30 seconds per division to 4 minutes per division. So now the operator has access to a lot more data as a quick view, if you will. Same thing applies this way. I can open this back up. And something that's is really nice for the operators if they're trying to focus in on some type of trouble area is we can now do the same thing on the y-axis. So I can take 2 fingers here, open this up, and I can get a completely different scale. I just went from 0 to 100 to 64 to 100, and I can even take it in farther than that if I wanted to. I just went here 64.9 to 89.7. So you see there's a lot of flexibility here. This applies for all the different groups. I've got several different groups in this particular recorder. Here's a group called GM10. I've got a couple of thermocouples here. I've got a little network set up back here where I've got the data values from my GM10 being mapped into my GX20. So if I grab this thermocouple here, you can see the values over on the GX20 changing. I'll just grab that real quick. So you can see the values on the GX20 changing, not only here, but if you look at the browser I've got set up over here, they're also changing there. This is the GX series. It's got a local video display. This is the GM series. This is basically a blind rack I/O. But the access to the GM is a browser. It's a free browser. So on this browser, there's quite a bit of information you can view. If you wanted to view the trends for the GM10, you could go and look at trends. If you wanted to look at digital values, and this is all real time. You see, as I grab these thermocouples, this is all real-time data I'm looking at, so it's really like a free browser, a free HMI. Here's bar graph type information. You can even view it in a horizontal mode. Here's an overview screen. You can monitor the internal switches, the Modbus client, but there's a lot of message logs down here. There's message summary, alarm summary. There's a lot of logs you can view. We'll get into more of that in a little bit later. But I just want to make you aware, the GX series, if you need a local video display, and the GM series, if you don't need a local display, you just need I/O to land your process inputs on, because now you can sit in your office or even in another state if you wanted to, as long as the PC that you're running your browser on is on the same network as the hardware, you can go and view real-time data there.